So this is everything from up top. Dad coming up here on the driveway. Carport roof on. We got the porch on the back, as I've showed you. And today we will be putting the trusses on. And when the roof trusses are on, you've got 18-foot sidewalls. So you're looking at roughly 25 foot on the peak of the house. So it'll be pretty tall. It's gonna be fun to watch and exciting to see everything get dried in. So here we go.
Things you can't change keep you away from the things that matter most. You can rush from the sunrise till dusk of the night sky and not see the beauty in both. Slow down, slow down. Oh, you gotta breathe in deep. Open your eyes and set your worry free. Before the moment's just a memory. Don't you see it's a gift to be alive? Don't let the beauty of this life pass you by. Whoa, don't let it pass you by. No problem you face remembers your name, but the loved ones around you will. So slow down, slow down. Oh, you gotta breathe in deep. Open your eyes and set your worry free. Before the moment's just a memory. Don't you see it's a gift to be alive? Don't let the beauty of this life pass you by. Whoa, don't let it pass you by. There's no time to waste. You gotta seize the day. Oh, life is like a runaway train. Don't let it pass you by. Don't let it pass you by. No, slow down. Yeah, slow down. Oh, you gotta breathe in deep. Open your eyes and set your worry free. Before the moment's just a memory. Don't you see it's a gift to be alive? Don't let the beauty of this life pass you by. Don't let it pass you by. Don't let it pass you by. Oh, don't let it pass you by.
So here we are, the day before pouring concrete, standing in our extremely muddy driveway. It seems like we live a life of mud, and some days I feel like there's no hope that it'll ever dry up. We got all the utilities and everything dug up, got all that in place, put the dirt back, hoping that things will dry up and we can start smoothing all this out and get some gravel in here. But we'll get there on that. But we are ready to pour concrete tomorrow, so I'm going to show you guys a few things of the layout on that, kind of explain some of the questions people's had of everything that I've been installing. So all right, so first off, we have been digging in the mud this week. We've got our septic tank over there. We buried the line over here. Clean out right there goes on in. We've got a two-way clean out, so we can clean it out both directions if we get something stuck in there. Electric over here, we dug the electric line, goes around through here and then across over to the main transformer. Well line coming out there, water stretches over through here, and right there is a condensation line coming out from the inside, and I'll show you a little more about that. But we do have some siding going up. Charcoal gray on the roof, and of course we did a bone white on the walls, and the windows are white, so I had them trim it out with the charcoal gray. I think that's going to look awesome. We're also going to do charcoal gray down here and on the sides, or the bone white, sorry, my bad. We're going to have bone white down through here, and then on the ceiling of the carport we're going to have the charcoal gray, and on the ceiling of the front porch we're going to have the charcoal gray. And just on this front wall, 3 feet up from there, we're going to have fake rock that I'm going to install on that. And that fake rock will go all the way down through here, down below the window, just to kind of break things up. And as far as these posts go, we're going to leave these posts. I'm going to stain these posts, and the ceiling is going to come to those beams. We're going to leave those beams. And my idea is to run me a 1x underneath these and make that look like a beefy beam. And we will stain that. We will stain this. So we'll have both of those stained. And then down here at the gable, I wanted to create this entrance to where it kind of pops a little bit better. So we're going to run the metal ceiling, which will be the charcoal gray, all the way to there. And we'll stop it right here, and then we'll continue it back there. And this area in here that goes up, all of this, and even this little overhang here, we're going to do a tongue and groove board. It's a 1x8. It's tongue and groove. It's got a beadboard look to it. And we are going to stain all of that, all of these, the posts, and this gable. Probably wrap it, make it look a little bit more beefier. We're going to stain all of that all the way around, plus the rock here on the front. And that is going to create, I think, a pretty nice, it's going to break everything up, because some people are not fond of metal siding, but to me, I like it. So that's what we're doing cosmetically outside. I'm not pouring the concrete porch right now. We can do that later. So inside we have all the windows installed. We're not installing the doors because we don't want to get concrete on them. It's warm enough to where we can go without it, but we wanted to kind of keep this semi-tight. So in here, what we have here is the in-floor heat system. So we have gravel underneath, then we have the foam, and then we have our radiant tubing, which is PEX tubing. It's a 1/2 inch. It's an oxygen barrier tube. We have that stapled down there, as you can see. And then we have our wire mesh over top of that. So we're going to pour the concrete over all top of this. The concrete's going to come up 4 inches. It'll stop right about there. As far as this goes installing, what this is I'm going to have heated floors. So as you can see back here, the tubing is stretched out. It's spaced out accordingly, so the heat distributes the way it should. We have this all down here. There's a pattern to all this as far as water coming and water returning. Back here is going to be the utility room. So we will have a manifold system. We have a manifold system that will sit right here on the wall. And all these tubes will be organized, and there will be different valves to where you can control the flow. And I can set the temperature for bedrooms and the living room and how warm I want it. We will have a boiler that will sit right here. It'll have a thermostat. It's also Wi-Fi controlled, propane. So that's what will be heating the floors. There'll be water and glycol that will be inside the tubes. That's just a one-time mixture. You don't ever have to really replace it. It just circulates throughout the system. So that's what we've got back here. That's what all this is. And then of course we're going to have tankless water heater here. Pressure tank for the well is going to go up there. We'll have an HVAC system sitting here. Then you got your breaker box, and we can kind of put that wherever. But as far as this in-floor heat goes, it's really going to benefit the house, especially with having spray foam in the walls. The heat pump should hardly ever kick on in the wintertime. We kind of plan to turn it off and just heat through the floors. These metal, these pieces right here, what this is, the reason they put that in is those are controlled breaks. So you've got one here, all across here, one there. And the reasoning they did that was if the concrete is to ever settle over time, if the concrete cracks and settles and the tube is, inside the concrete, it could snap the tubing. And then once it snaps the tubing, the system's pointless. So this is a controlled cut right here. That separates the concrete from the tubing. So if the concrete is to ever settle, which it will over time, it's just inevitable, then it will allow the pipe to be able to flex and it won't bust. So that's what that is. And as far as this right here, you might wonder what this is. This and this and this are our load-bearing points. So this will be where a load-bearing wall is, and then there will be a support post up there, and then a little small wall there for where the stairs are. And the way you do that is you cut your foam out. So when you go to pour your concrete, the concrete goes down in there, pours a deeper section, comes back up, and goes across. So this will be thicker and will be sufficient for a footer. So it'll be sufficient enough to hold the load-bearing wall, which will support our second level. So that's where we're at right now. So that's kind of an explanation of everything we've got going on in the floor. And as I've started this whole process, two things that I never wanted to skimp on was spray foam insulation and in-floor heat. Because hopefully, Lord willing, I'm going to live here the rest of my life. So number one, I'm going to see the return on value. This house is going to be extremely well insulated. And number two, if I do ever have to sell it, it adds value. It looks attractive to a buyer. And also, on a third note, I don't really like to skimp anything that I do. I don't really like to do anything unless I can do it the right way. And I think that's how everybody should live life. But we are excited. We're going to get this floor in tomorrow. And then after that, we are on to interior framing. So stay tuned. Finally, we have concrete. Very exciting. It's been about 2 days and it's really starting to bring things to life. We didn't pour concrete out here on the porches. They'll come back in a few weeks and do that, and then we'll put the siding and stuff up. But I am super excited to see concrete. Things actually feel like they're starting to come to life. They've got their controlled cuts they did here. We got one going there, over there, all the way back through there. So these guys did a great job. Let this stuff sit. They're not gonna work next week. They'll be back the following week, and this stuff here, I believe this stuff will come off, clean up real nice, but we're gonna stain this when we get done at the end of the line. We're gonna stain this floor like a brown color and seal it, and I think things are gonna look great. But we did have some remaining concrete over here, some leftover stuff on the truck, so they framed these up. And I don't know what we'll use these for, but we'll use them for something. So that wraps up pretty much everything on the outside, so we can stop working in the mud. Next up, we're going to be doing interior framing, electric, plumbing, insulation, HVAC. We'll be pouring these porches here. We'll be putting siding on there. We're also going to put siding on the barn to match the house, which I think will make everything up here look better. So stay tuned. I'll try to keep you guys up to date. And if you like these videos, subscribe, like them, leave me a positive comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.